apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Now on NBC Palm Springs at 11. Officers believe a gunshot wound that resulted in the death of a 16-year-old boy last Friday was accidentally self-inflicted. Those details ahead. Plus, a major Verizon service outage across the country has been resolved. This as at least 22,000 outages were reported Saturday. Additional details ahead. NBC Palm Springs at 11 starts right now.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening, I'm Tiani Jadaling. Thank you for joining us. Today, authorities continue to investigate an apparent accidental self-inflicted gunshot wound that resulted in the death of a 16-year-old boy. That's tonight's top story. Officers responded to the 13300 block of Ocotillo Road in Desert Hot Springs Friday evening to a report of a person struck by gunfire. This is video we shot from the scene Friday evening. According to the Desert Hot Springs Police Department, they found a boy suffering from a gunshot wound. CAL FIRE also responded to the scene and attempted life-saving measures, but the 16-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. Both detectives from the Desert Hot Springs Police Department and Riverside County's DA's office were investigating the death, but officials say they believe the gunshot was accidentally self-inflicted. The identity of the boy is not immediately known at this time. In more local news, California Highway Patrol's Labor Day weekend enforcement campaign is well underway. Officers are cracking down on impaired drivers. It started at 6 p.m. Friday evening and will run until Tuesday at midnight. All available officers from the Beaumont, Blythe, Indio, Riverside, and Temecula stations will deploy for targeted crackdowns. And we're taking a live look from our Agua Caliente casino camera in Palm Springs. Not right now, but about 5 minutes ago, that little area was so busy. It's safe to say a lot of people are in Palm Springs for the long weekend. Here's Kai Beach with your end of the weekend forecast.
Happy Labor Day weekend, everyone. The end of August is here, and it feels like it. Here in the Coachella Valley, we're seeing hot and dry conditions, but that will change as we head into the work week. Now, a lot of people leaving the valley, heading to the coast for this long holiday weekend, and you're going to be seeing some big surf once you do. Orange County sets up to 7 feet. Now, remember, always swim near a lifeguard. Right now, the radar not showing much, but that will change because we will see some monsoonal moisture increasing as we start the work week. When it comes to air quality here on the valley floor, we're looking at moderate. Parts of the IE, we're looking at unhealthy for sensitive groups. Today's highs, Palm Desert 115, Thousand Palms 114, Joshua Tree 98, and Big Bear getting up there as well, just under 80 degrees. For the wind gusts right now, Palm Springs International Airport, we're looking at 7 miles an hour. Whitewater 12, and our friends in Yucca, they're looking at 11 miles an hour. A lot of people leaving the valley. This is the weather they are seeing. Nice and sunny in Denver, 83. Dallas, 84 with some flash flood warnings. Atlanta, Georgia, the city too busy to hate, 84. Minneapolis, Minnesota, 78. And our friends in the Bay, we're looking at 82 degrees. For tonight's evening stroll, it's going to be very warm. 6 o'clock, just under 110 degrees. 10 o'clock, just under triple digits. And if you're still up at midnight, it's going to be 95 degrees. 3-day forecast brought to you by Comfort Air. Monday, 111 degrees. We start to see some possibility for showers in our high desert communities on Tuesday. And those overnight lows, mid-80s to low 80s. Full forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Kai, for those weather updates. In case you missed it, the city of Cathedral City celebrated their 100th birthday Saturday. To celebrate, the city took a stroll down memory lane by watching the 1963 film Palm Springs Weekend. The event bridged the gap between the early geographic documentation with today's vibrant present-day community.
We had a wonderful turnout, which I think shows how much the community wants to come together and celebrate our shared history. The film was really a celebration of the last 100 years here in the Coachella Valley. Cathedral City, because it was established in the 80s, sometimes people think we have a shorter history, but the Cahuilla people were here for thousands of years since time immemorial, and then this city was first populated by artists and gangsters and nightclub owners and gamblers. It was a really cool early history.
All were welcome to attend and celebrate the history in present-day Cathedral City. Attention pet owners, CBD products made in part from marijuana plants are creating a big buzz in the veterinary world. Our Kai Beach spoke with a local veterinarian about a subject that until recently was considered off limits, even to discuss.
People can put whatever they want on these CBD product labels, and it doesn't actually have to match up with what's in their product.
Of all the prescriptions at El Paseo Animal Hospital in Palm Desert,
This is Galliprant. It's one of the safer non-steroidal anti-inflammatories.
pain relievers are the most common.
With long-term medications, there's side effects that we have to deal with.
But Dr. David Jeffrey says they're now seeing a sharp rise in requests for CBD products derived from marijuana plants.
People are using it for a variety of conditions with or without evidence to back up the use of CBD for those conditions.
Dr. Jeffrey says these non-psychoactive treatments were once off limits to even talk about. But in recent years, pet owners have shown growing interest in both their potential benefits and risk.
We get tons of pets coming in that the owners have decided, hey, I've read about CBD, I want to try CBD. The biggest problem that I see with pet CBD is that as a supplement, it's not regulated by the FDA.
The FDA Center for Veterinary Medicine has even issued warning letters to companies promoting CBD pet products that are not approved as safe or effective.
So in this fridge, we keep a lot of our chronic injectable medications.
Dr. Jeffrey says when it comes to getting prescriptions for your pet,
Librela is one of our chronic medications that's injectable for pain and arthritis.
it's best to consult your vet before making any decisions. I'm Kai Beach for NBC Palm Springs.
In news around the region, you would think a 100-year-old World War II veteran would be slowing down, but that's not Jimmy Hernandez. He's speeding up. Kayla Moeller spoke with Hernandez, who went skydiving to celebrate his big birthday.
I'm glad that somebody showed up.
Family and friends of 100-year-old Jimmy Hernandez gathered in Davis Friday in anticipation to watch him fall out of the sky.
I said, okay, honey, when I turn 100, are you going to let me do that?
His 91-year-old wife with a front row seat.
What are you going to say to him when he gets on the ground?
I love you. Stay with me.
Jimmy's son and grandson also joining him on his journey back down to Earth. 3 generations of skydivers to celebrate the big day.
Happy birthday to you!
I know that I'm 100, but I don't feel that way.
He's a dynamo. He's unstoppable. He's still driving. I can't tell you how many times I go over to his house and he's climbing on the roof, or, you know, he's a force.
Former neighbors of Jimmy's drove in from out of town to support his dream.
He's been talking about doing this for years. Might not be his last jump.
Yeah.
He might have found a new hobby,
Yes.
knowing Jimmy.
I couldn't even see you, but I was looking at the whole thing, how far we are and the lakes and all that stuff that you don't get to see it in your lifetime.
Jimmy tells me he wasn't scared up there, but is glad it's over with. And his secret to living to 100 is a shot of tequila a day. But they wouldn't let him have one pre-flight.
I would like to have one. I've done it for 20 years at 5 o'clock, close to 5, sometimes half a shot, But I'm medication.
Oh, we wish Jimmy a very happy birthday. Still ahead here on NBC Palm Springs, Pope Leo today called for an end to the, quote, pandemic of arms. More of what the pontiff said ahead. You're watching NBC Palm Springs. Stay with us.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 11.
Welcome back. A major Verizon service outage across the country has been resolved. At least 22,000 outages were reported Saturday on the disruption tracker website Down Detector. Most users who lost service saw their iPhones display a SOS or SOS only message at the top of their screen. The cities most affected included New York City, Boston, Tampa, Miami, and Chicago. The San Francisco Chronicle reported that Verizon said the outage was due to a, quote, software issue.
Our prayers for the victims of the tragic shooting during a school mass in the American state of Minnesota.
Pope Leo today called for an end to the, quote, pandemic of arms while praying for the victims of the Minneapolis church shooting. On Wednesday, 2 children were killed and 20 people were injured when a shooter opened fire during Mass at Annunciation Church. The shooter fired 116 rifle rounds through the church's stained glass windows and later died from a self-inflicted gunshot. Appearing before St. Peter's Square this morning, the Pope spoke in English as he denounced the attack and the, quote, logic of weapons fueling wars around the world. Leo's predecessor, Pope Francis, had long rallied against the weapons industry and proliferation of arms fueling wars, denouncing gun manufacturers as, quote, merchants of death. A Uruguayan scientific mission is now exploring and live streaming the depths of the ocean. This comes after a similar mission off the coast of Argentina that captivated millions of viewers. Dario Klein has more on the story.
This is the ship everyone is talking about these days around this part of South America.
Sí, creo que todos pensamos lo mismo.
It first went viral for producing scientific images like this unique-looking starfish in Argentina. And now it's reaching the depth of the Uruguayan maritime continental margin in the Atlantic Ocean, reaching the hearts of children and also adults.
Muy emocionados.
They say they are very, very excited about the mission. For once, it was not soccer or politics what captivated Uruguayans.
Buenos días a todos. Estamos teniendo las primeras imágenes en alta definición de los fondos marinos uruguayos.
In Argentina, a starfish similar to Patrick, the character from SpongeBob, became popular. Now Uruguayans are finding their own characters.
Un cangrejo murguista. Después apareció un pez haciendo el moonwalk de Michael Jackson y encontraron una estrella de mar con fiebre de sábado por la noche.
Uruguayan residents from a part of their territory until now unexplored.
Lo que ocurre en la oscuridad vamos a develar.
We are looking to reveal life in the darkness, life without sun, they say.
De ahí salen las imágenes esas en 4K.
The ROV Sebastian is the star of the moment. This remotely operated vehicle of the Schmidt Ocean Institute is connected to this ship, the Falcor 2, with a cable that transmits energy and information. It has 4K cameras, lights, sensors, and arms to collect samples.
Esos bracitos se maneja con esto.
Marine flora and fauna, from cold water corals or a walking starfish to the regrettable presence of plastic pollution.
Sí, parece una bolsa, ¿no?
As it heads to the 6 Uruguayan oceanic canyons, the ROV sends images to excite and teach a whole generation. And it also collects samples that will inform future generations.
Y lo que se traigan de ahí, ¿cuántos años de investigación?
Muchos.
I asked them how many years of investigations are ahead with the information they are bringing. Many years, they answer. This is a milestone for the country and the region. Darío Klein, CNN, Montevideo.
Today marks the 28th anniversary of Princess Diana's death. 6 years earlier, in 1991, the princess left a time capsule in the walls of a hospital in London. That hospital is now undergoing renovations, and workers have to tear down the wall where Diana placed the time capsule. So officials decided to open it. Back then, 2 children who won a contest on a television show actually picked the items for the capsule. Some of the items included a solar-powered calculator, British coins, a sheet of recycled paper, a European passport, and a pocket television. A picture of the princess was also in the capsule. The Times reported the box had suffered some water damage, but the items were mostly intact. And in consumer news, Costco's controversial shopping policy will officially take effect tomorrow. Back in June, the warehouse chain allowed shoppers with executive memberships to enter the store from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. during the week. That meant other customers had to wait until after 10 to shop. The company said the policy was not strictly enforced, but now Costco says its grace period is ending and the policy will take hold on Labor Day. Some customers are not happy with the change. They say the company is favoring its higher-paying members and alienating the rest. The Powerball jackpot has grown to a staggering $1.1 billion. That's after no one correctly matched all 6 numbers last night. The next drawing will be on Monday, Labor Day, so tomorrow. It will be the 5th largest prize in the history of the game. Powerball tickets are $2 each and are sold in 45 states, Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Your chances to win the Powerball drawing, lottery officials say it's roughly 1 in 292 million. Well, if you're feeling lucky, you know where to head to buy those lotto tickets. Taking a live look from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera, your full forecast with Kai Beach is next.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Taking a live look from our Walter Clark Highway 111 camera in Rancho Mirage. We're seeing much cooler conditions than we were just a few hours ago. If you want to head out for a nice walk, now's the time to do so. Kai Beach is standing by with your full forecast.
Well, it is Sunday Fun Day on this long holiday weekend, and conditions out there are hot and they are dry. Today's high 113 degrees, normally 106, so we are above average and somewhat close to that record high of 118 degrees. The highs today here on the valley floor: West End, Palm Desert 115, East End, India 112. Our friends in Joshua Tree 98, and Banning at that century mark. Low temps for tonight. It's still going to be warm. Palm Desert, Palm Springs, both 85. Joshua Tree, 76. Big Bear City, that is some weather I can get behind. 46 degrees. Tomorrow's morning walk forecast. It's going to be nice out there, but it's going to be warm. 6 o'clock, 85 degrees. By 10, we are over triple digits. And at noon, we're 108 degrees. Everything on the board for tomorrow when it comes to highs, triple digit plus, except for Idlewild. Maybe a good time to take a trip up there. For tomorrow, Palm Springs, 111 degrees. Now you need some relief. You can drive to the coast. You'll find it there. We're looking at low to mid 80s, but the waves out there, you're going to see some big sets, waves up to 7 feet. Now remember, last 4th of July, Orange County lifeguards saw hundreds of rescues, so if you don't know what you're doing, best to stay out of the water. Now, if you're caught in a rip current, here's how to survive. Relax, stay strong. If you can't reach the shore, call or wave for help. For Tuesday, it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid as well. High pressure system going to create a heat dome. All that monsoonal moisture, we're going to start to feel it here. We could see some rain, possibly in our high desert and mountain communities. Go ahead and take a look at that 7-day forecast brought to you by Comfort Air. Monday, 111 degrees. Temperatures start to drop on Tuesday, but that monsoonal moisture, that humidity, that starts to increase. And overnight lows go from mid 80s to high 70s.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos. We have your game.
Another Friday Night Lights is officially in the books. Our Tim O'Brien breaks down the highlights and scores from this past week.
it was all Xavier Prep, really offensively. The slow start all around, but you see King Pelham with the easy dish to Anderson Acosta, just a sophomore running back, punching it in for his first of the game. Remember the name. And then King Pelham with a big run, coming, dishing to the outside, coming along the sidelines, right into your living room. Look out, Gio. Gio is out there. All good. And then you got Pelham to Joe Mejia for the touchdown into the corner. Xavier Prep started to run away. And then I told you to remember the name Anderson Acosta, because he would find the end zone yet again for his second of the night. The Saints, Xavier Prep, go on to win 31-0. It has been all defense for the Saints through the first two games of the season. This one surprised me because I do know and think Desert Hot Springs is a high-flying offense. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the scores from around the league. Palm Desert, the Aztecs, out of town. They lose their first game of the season, 33-14. Not too worried about them just yet. Coach Rudy Forty and company got it going on. And then we've got La Quinta, went up to the High Desert. Their first game of the season, they took their bye week in week 0. They took care of business, beating Yucca Valley 32-14. And then Indio, still a rough go after their 66-6 loss in the Mayor's Cup. They lose 50-0 to Fullerton. And then I can't believe this is something that not a lot of people had on their docket, which is good. This is good stuff. Shadow Hills 19-6 over Palo Verde.
For more of our Friday Night Lights coverage, head to our website. That's NBCPalmSprings.com.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Star Lady Gaga is returning to MTV's Video Music Awards show. The network making the announcement Saturday that Gaga was officially on the list of performers. Lady Gaga is the leading nominee at the VMAs with 12 nominations. Her last VMAs appearance was 5 years ago in 2020, where she performed Rain on Me alongside Ariana Grande. Other performers this year include Post Malone, Doja Cat, and Jelly Roll. The show is set for Sunday, September 7th. Labor Day weekend brought a couple of new movies to theaters, as well as the return of the original blockbuster. David Daniel has early estimates for the top 5 films in theaters Friday through Sunday.
You're a bottomless pit of need!
The Roses came out fighting in 5th place, beginning its run with $6.4 million.
Change the hearts you know are wrong.
Freakier Friday fell to 4th place. The comedy sequel made $6.5 million.
How much is there? Over $4 million.
The action comedy Caught Stealing debuted in 3rd place, opening with $7.8 million.
You yell shark, we've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
The 50th anniversary re-release of Jaws gobbled up $8.1 million for 2nd place.
Why just her classroom? Why only her?
I love those kids.
Weapons returned to number 1, earning $10.2 million for a domestic total of $135 million on a production budget of $38 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
These are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating. And we couldn't agree more.
It's often viewed as the last hurrah of summer. Tomorrow marks the Labor Day holiday. While some students across the country are already back in school, others will be joining them this week. Labor Day celebrates the American worker. The federal holiday means government offices and banks will be closed. There will be no mail service on Monday, but plenty of stores will be open and some will try to attract customers with holiday sales. Well, if you have a long weekend, enjoy it. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your night.